Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Affirmative Talk Show. On today's topic, we're going to be talking about Jerry Jones, and we're going to be talking about Jerry Jones for a plethora of reasons. And I'm going to bring out some points and some great research points, also what some people have said about Jerry Jones, and I think it's very important to cover this issue because there has been a lot of issues that have been talked about with Kyrie Irving and with that whole fiasco of him. And I think it's very important, and to me, it's very disrespectful on how, for me, the situation dealing with Jerry Jones is not talked about enough. And especially from the media perspective, how they just wiped it under the rug. So I want you to listen to this intro, and then when we get back, I'm going to bring out some few points from videos to kind of break it down, the essence of this episode on the Affirmative Talk Show on why do I feel Jerry Jones is racist. And I can give you proof. I'm going to show you proof why he's racist. And I'm going to show you how he has never denounced racism. So stay tuned.
Hey, experience can't be bought. This the energy you want. Yeah, this affirmative talk. Hey, destined for greatness, that's for certain. Time to build your life with purpose. Build your self-esteem and courage. Right now, it's a lifestyle, that's for sure. Good vibes and meditation from a real life coach. Let them know. Affirmations help to make a better you. Got you feeling incredible. Affirmative talk, come on through, let's go.
All righty. Thank you for joining the Affirmative Talk Show. If you would like to be a guest, a topic, or a guest on the show to be able to discuss about the situation, I'm going to share the link in the comment section. And one of the requirements is that you must have your camera on. Righty. So we actually have the comments. And if you would like to support this show, you see my Cash App on the ticker down below on the screen. And also the link is right there. All you have to simply do is go in the caption, tap on this link, and you must have your camera on so that way we can have an intelligent conversation about this topic. But let's get right into it, man. So as you saw on my thumbnail, I had Jerry Jones and Colin Kaepernick. Now, this is the first piece of evidence how you know Jerry Jones is racist. And I want to share this with you so you could be able to see for yourself. Because, see, I'm a person that like to do research. And all this information I'm going to be sharing in my video is for research purposes, is to bring out point of facts and emphasis. The information is not my own, but I'm just simply using the information that is available on the internet to be able to derive from the truth on what Jerry Jones is. So you remember back in the day, a couple years back, when Colin Kaepernick took a knee. Now, Colin Kaepernick took a knee, didn't say anything racist, didn't say anything negative, but he took a knee based off on the senseless killing that's coming from police officers. Killing and shooting unarmed black men and women. Now, Jerry Jones says, and this was back in the day, a couple years back in 2017, that any Cowboys player who disrespects the flag, you won't play. Okay. Disrespect the flag. Why does Jerry Jones holds in high regard this flag? but not holds in high regard of denouncing racism that has been happening of black people. I could tell you why. Because he's racist. He grew up in that era. He was a part of that era and still is a part of that era. And I think it's very important to bring out, the photo that they've been bringing out of Jerry Jones. Not a lot of people are talking about all the other white boys that was in that picture. Don't you know some of those white boys in that picture are probably judges, are probably doctors, are probably dentists, that are probably attorneys. And guess what? They still have those type of feelings today. But let's get right on to stay on the topic of Jerry Jones and Colin Kaepernick. And I'm going to read this article. Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones will not tolerate any players kneeling during the national anthem. Jones said after Sunday's loss to the Green Bay Packers that anyone who disrespects the flag won't be allowed to play. He went on to say that we cannot, we cannot, listen, when you look at it with a third eye, you listen with a third ear, that's a whistleblower. He's sending a message out to all the white supremacists, to all the people that have the same beliefs that he do. That's a whistleblower. He said that we cannot in any way give the implication that we tolerate disrespecting the flag. Have all the love for this damn flag. He said that we know that there is a serious debate in this country about those issues, but there is no question in my mind that the NFL and the Dallas Cowboys are going to stand up for the flag. He went on to say that no Cowboys players have taken a knee during the national anthem, but David Irvin and Demontre Moore raised their fists during the song's conclusions before the Sunday's game. The issue also resurfaced today after Vice President Mike Pence left the Indianapolis Colts games against the San Francisco 49ers because of the perceived disrespect. He went on to say, Mike Pence, who was the vice president that time, that said, I left today's Colt game because at POTUS and I will not dignify any event that disrespects our soldiers and our flag and our national anthem. Let me tell you something. What Colin Kaepernick did was no disrespect to the soldiers. It was no disrespect to this damn flag. It was no disrespect to the national anthem. And truth be told, if you know your history, the national anthem wasn't for black people. If you don't believe me, do your research, because I'm going to stay on topic. Now, as you can see, I want to go into more depth of what Ryan Clark had to say. What Ryan Clark had to say about Jerry Jones in this picture back in 1957. He was 14 years old. And Ryan Clark broke it down very eloquently about the situation of how Jerry Jones is a racist. And I always said that Jerry Jones is a racist. And I don't know why there are so many black Dallas Cowboys fans out here that support the Dallas Cowboys and support an owner who don't like black people. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Some of the people will say that, hey, he has a black quarterback, but don't you know he's never had a black head coach? Don't you know he's never had a black offensive coordinator? Why is that? Don't you know even in his nonprofit organization, he doesn't have one nonprofit where he's giving back to black African Americans? Don't you know that, right? Why is that? Do your research. Do your research. So let's read, let's listen and watch in this video.
Him about the
and once again, this video is not mine. I'm using this video simply for research purposes in reference to my topic in this video on my episode.
Jerry Jones segregation area photo that has emerged last week. Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott was asked about his reaction to the photo yesterday. Take a listen.
I mean, I think that's on Jerry to address, right? I mean, in the same sense, it's 65 years ago. And how times have changed. I mean, look, the man's resume since then, right? And as I said, I give grace. And I think that's a conversation and a question, not only for him, but for you guys and how y'all feel, how accountable y'all have been in covering and discussing the disparities and differences in race.
So you see Dak kind of flipped it back on the media. RC, I know you guys had a really lively discussion about this on the pivot.
I think it's very important to bring out, and I think this is very important on what I'm about to say. You got to realize that Dak Prescott is the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. He has a job to do. And because of that job he has to do, he's not going to say anything that's going to make Jerry Jones look bad. Because guess what? He still has to go to work. He signed a contract, a multi-year contract. And let me tell you something. It takes a special type of person that says something against the racism of what's going on. And don't make no mistake about it. Jerry Jones is racist. And I'm not letting off on this topic of conversation because if we have so much energy when a black person does something, and it's all on social media, when the media doesn't want to talk about a white man, I'm going to talk about it on my channel. So let's go into what Ryan Clark is about to say. You expect Dak Prescott to say what he said.
What do you think you need to hear from Jerry Jones out of this going forward?
I don't really need to hear anything from Jerry Jones. Everything I've ever needed to hear from Jerry Jones has given me. I think the picture is not necessarily what people should be focused on. Think about some pictures or some things that you did at the age of 14. Jerry Jones was growing up in the 50s in Arkansas where segregation wasn't the anomaly. Segregation was the norm. Prejudice was the norm. Racism was the norm. So then you have to say to yourself, but is this Jerry Jones's foundation? Has Jerry Jones grown from this foundation? And I agree with Dak, who was in I didn't envy his position in the sense that he has to talk about his owner. He has to stay on the right side of that. This is an owner who's only had 2 black defensive coordinators throughout his tenure on the team. I think that lasted 3 or 4 years. He's never had a black offensive coordinator. He's never had a black head coach. We've never been in a conversation that a black head coach was close to getting a job in Dallas. When they were interviewing for Mike McCarthy's hire, Mike McCarthy stayed at his house when he was on his interview. And I think also the black candidate, who I believe was Marvin Lewis, did not stay at his house.
Listen to what he said. Listen to what he said. The Dallas Cowboys have never had a black head coach. Hear crickets. Never. And then not only that, Ryan Clark gave factual information is that when they was looking for a new head coach with Mike McCarthy was able to stay at home and do all the interviews virtually. But guess who had to come on Master Doe and do an interview? A black head coach. A black person, Marvin Lewis. He had to come face to face. Let's get back into it.
Right, there's a difference there. Also, think about 2016, 2017, 2018. Jerry Jones said that any protest throughout the game is a disrespect of the American flag. It's a disrespect of the country. He will not have a player be a part of those protests. And when he was finally forced to allow his team to protest, he hijacked it, right? He made it something that was about Jerry Jones. He made it something that was about America. But that wasn't what was being talked about. It was about police brutality. It was about the way that black Americans are being treated differently from white Americans, and differently as far as the way that they're talked to, and the way that they're policed, and the way that they're legislated, and the way that they're treated in the courts. All those things were different, but Jerry Jones wouldn't allow his players to talk about that. There were people who had issues with Dak Prescott because Jerry Jones said, no, not on my team. Now, see,
Not on my team. That was Jerry Jones' position.
That's where it comes into play. That's where the picture matters, because you can grow from your foundation. You can learn new things, and playing players that make you rich doesn't make you not racist. Playing players that make you rich doesn't mean that you don't have prejudice toward them. And all Jerry Jones has shown throughout his career is that a black man will not elevate past team scout or a past player scout in the executive office, because then you have too much authority. Then you have too big of a voice. I don't know that that picture says Jerry Jones is a racist. That picture does say that racism is a foundation of who Jerry Jones is. And that should make you look at his track record as an owner. And his track record as an owner definitely says he isn't pushing for diversity. And diversity certainly isn't something that matters to Jerry Jones.
Man, when I tell you, man, he broke it down. When I tell you he broke it down, he broke it down. But you know what? Have a lot of black Cowboy fans out there. What are y'all thoughts? And I'm gonna tell you something. My dad was a Cowboy fan. I never was. And what even showed me even more was during the Colin Kaepernick situation and what Jerry Jones said. But guess what? Nobody in the media is talking about the racist actions of Jerry Jones. Why the NFL is not standing up? Roger Goodell, where you at? Why are you not forcing Jerry Jones to denounce racism? Why nobody is coming forward and forcing Jerry Jones to have sensitivity training? Why is no one talking about this in the media? Why is no one has asked Jerry Jones, are you a racist? And why has Jerry Jones has not come out and denounced racism in all shapes and forms? I'll tell you why. Because the only thing that the media gravitates to is the black senseless killing on black crime they want to magnify. And they want to magnify when they don't like something, when a black person do something. Then it's all in the media. But when a white person, and particularly when a white person of power does something, it gets swept under the rug. Nah, keep that same damn energy, like what Kyrie Irving said, what LeBron James has said. Keep that same damn energy when white people do things that are egregious, that are disrespectful. Now, in this video right here, this is one of the students that was in that photograph back in 1957. And he relives the situation on what really happened. And the reason why I wanted to play this video, because Jerry Jones has come out and said, when he was asked about the situation, he said, I was more worried about my coaches and my teachers discipline me when I was around in that group of these white boys around these black students. So I was more worried about that. And everybody that was there, they didn't know what was going on. Jerry Jones, you a damn lie. You a damn lie, Jerry Jones. For this man to have the audacity to really say that, you know what? We didn't really know what was going on. Let me play this video and listen to one of the students that was there and live in that actual picture and what he had to say, what really happened.
And then we just walked on up all the steps. And about right here, after we had gotten to the top of the steps, right here, and going up to the school, and somebody put their fingers right on the back of my neck. And all they said was, I just want to see what a nigga feels like.
I just want to feel what a nigga feel like. Now, you've heard Stephen A. Smith with his rant. He's even wore t-shirts. I love Jerry Jones and all this stuff, and even said, I'm very fond of Jerry Jones, right? And then had the audacity to say that the way Jerry Jones is being treated is unfair. But you don't have that same energy when Kyrie Irving was being treated unfairly. He's the dumbest professional athlete in American history, is what you said on ESPN. You need to take some damn sensitivity training, Stephen A. Listen to this.
Shifted around this. Now, one of the more prominent sports anchors, Stephen A. Smith, said he feels bad for Jerry Jones and it's not right. Take a listen here.
I'm very, very fond of Jerry Jones, and I'm not hiding that from anybody. Pissed off because he doesn't deserve what just happened.
So that's Stephen A.
Pissed off.
Viewpoint. He feels like poor Jerry's being picked on and
Poor
being
Jerry
tempted
Jones.
to be canceled due to cancel culture. Now, Jason Williams, who's also with ESPN, he said, hey, it would be nice if Jerry Jones actually used his platform and
That's right, Jerry.
racism,
Denounce it.
just as the Jewish community
Boom.
and the media wanted Kyrie Irving to do, denounce racism.
I need Jerry Jones to denounce racism. I want to hear Jerry Jones denounce racism because I've not heard him do it thus far.
And he ain't gonna do it
on this.
And wouldn't you believe, even at the time of me recording this video, Jerry Jones has not come out and denounced racism. He did speak with reporters for a while in regarding the incident. This is what he had to say.
Yeah, that was, 65 years ago.
Mhm.
And curious kid. I didn't know at the time the monumental event, really.
You didn't know at the time. You a damn lie, Jerry. You a damn lie, Jerry. What the hell you mean you didn't know at the time? Man, get the fuck out of here.
That was going on. And
how the hell you gonna say you didn't know that was going on? Say what?
Boy, if you don't get,
Let's play it, man.
I'm sure glad that we're a long way from that. I am. And we just, that would remind me just continue to do everything we can to not have those kinds of things happen.
Any regrets just being in the photo, being there at all? What? Any regrets on being in the?
Yeah, he heard him the first time. What did he say? You heard him. You heard what that black journalist said. Don't you hate it when you're dealing with a racist? You know you speak very clearly, right? And you know your voice is heard. But when a racist say to you, oh, excuse me, come again? Excuse me? When they try to act like they don't hear you.
Photo being there at all.
Well, I wouldn't have just dug that up for sure. I mean, seriously, but that was curiously, I got criticized because I was more interested in how I was going to be punished by my coaches and everybody for being out front. But nobody there had any idea, frankly, what was going to take place.
What? This dude said that nobody there seriously had no idea what was going on. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And you got all those people around in the media and nobody is being hard on Jerry Jones? And this dumbass had the audacity to say, because what he's doing, he's insulting our intelligence. He's insulting the historians, the people that know Black history. intelligence by saying that, and everybody else that was there, they didn't really know what was going on. I'm going to play later on in this video. I'm going to fast track it to the black guy who was one of the students, the black students there. He's going to go verbatim on exactly what was going on and how all those white boys and white girls knew exactly what was going on.
Jerry, you're not telling
Lying
the truth,
ass.
brother.
And he ain't no brother.
According to
He ain't no brother. Jerry Jones ain't no brother. Jerry Jones ain't no brother. I know he's using it as a figure of speech, but let me just put it here. He ain't no damn brother. Ain't no damn brother of mine.
the Associated Press article, your football coach at the time, Jim Albright, had warned there might be trouble and said he didn't want to see any of you knotheads, meaning his football players, near the front of that school tomorrow.
Check that out now. Check that out. So Jerry Jones knew what the hell he was doing because he was told that the type of trouble that was coming, but he went out anyway.
Now, if that wasn't enough,
break it down.
The governor at the time, Orville Faubus, had announced that he would call in the Arkansas National Guard to prevent the African American students' entry to the Central High, claiming it was what was best to protect the students. And in a televised address, it goes on to say that the governor insisted that violence and bloodshed might break out if the black students were allowed to enter the school. So, Jerry, there's no way in the world
lying ass.
You was just curious and you didn't know what was going to go on.
Look at that. White students force 6 from school ground. Remember, I told you in my other video.
I think you were there to either be a part of,
yes,
or to witness the violence and bloodshed.
You didn't. We didn't have all the last 70 years of reference and all the things that were going, and so you didn't have a reference point there. Still, I've got a habit of sticking this nose in the right place at the wrong time.
Did you get in trouble with your coach for being there?
I sure did.
What was the punishment?
Well, I was a young sophomore trying to make the team, and they kicked my ass.
Jerry, it came after the Little Rock situation at Little Rock Central, though, right? That photo and that incident.
Excuse me?
That incident came after the situation.
Look at him, he getting crickets. Jerry Jones, now I'm not laughing about this whole ordeal. I'm laughing of the ignorance, the conscientious stupidity that's coming from this man. The ignorance. How he's trying to marginalize this history that he was a part of on the wrong side. Not on the right side of history, on the wrong side. And how he was there to witness and be a part of the violence. He wasn't there to be the solution. He wasn't there to stop the violence. He wasn't there to stop the situation of them white boys, the rest of them white boys to pushing down those black students. He was a part of the situation. Come on, man. And then you see the black journalists asking him the question, and there he go again. It's that he can hear, but he can't hear. That's what they do.
At Little Rock Central.
Well, that was North Little Rock,
right?
Which was literally just 2 or 3 miles away.
Was it the same day as Little Rock Central? It came a
As
different day.
As I recall, it was certainly in proximity with it. Those were certainly the issues that were going on, but did not have the structure or it was not the event that the central thing was.
Well, I mean, still not denounced racism.
Never.
Seems like he's, I don't know, he's talking around it. He's not really addressing, how filthy of an Take a listen here.
They're coming from this street.
Now this is the one of the black students that was there. One of the black students, Richard Lindsay. Look it up. He was there. And he's telling you exactly what went on. He's telling you exactly what happened.
As if they were standing there waiting, and they were coming from that way. So now there are people all around. As we started up the steps right here, and the crowd did the same thing. They just all surrounded us, this big sea of people. I've said a couple of times that it looked like 10,000 people out there. And we started up the steps. And as we started up the steps, they started up the steps. And then we just walked on up all the steps. And about right here, after we had gotten to the top of the steps, and somebody put their fingers right on the back of my neck. And all they said was, I just want to see what a nigga feels like. I've never known who it was. I've been asked whether it was a boy or a girl. I couldn't tell you. Got here, we were stopped because the doors flew open and two men came out. And they walked right up here. The ministers walked all the way up on the flat part here, and they started talking to them. And I imagine, I don't know what they said, because down here, the people are still behind us. The noise is still intense. And they talked for about 2 or 3 minutes. And they seemed to come to some kind of understanding, because the ministers came back to us, turned us around, and we started back down the steps. This school, these steps, this whole thing, it had a fear for me that I could not fathom. In fact, I live in this city, and I have ever since the 1965, but I never came back up here again.
Look at that, man. Look at that, man. This is the history that I'm talking about, man. This is the history of what I'm talking about, man. This is the bullshit where a lot of black people had to go through with the racism, the hate, the violence, because the damn color of your skin. And people got the audacity to want to get uncomfortable. They don't want to talk about it. But this is the real life. This is the real truth of what black people had to go through. But yet they want to talk about Christopher Columbus and how he doggone found America. Christopher Columbus ain't found no damn America. Get the hell out of here with that fake ass history.
Very, very sad story. Sad all the way around, man. I mean, I just can't understand.
Look at that. 6 black boys.
Someone like Stephen A. Smith is actually feeling sorry for.
And you wonder why you have so many people are calling Stephen A. Smith outside of his name. You wonder why. You wonder why they have been calling him coon. You wonder why they have been calling him all these type of names, because of the audacity of this black man to sit here and defend Jerry Jones. The dude is in the group. He's in association with every other white boy that's in that picture. But you, because of your fondness and your love for Jerry Jones, and because you want to be in his damn back pocket as a resource, you got the audacity to say how Jerry Jones is being treated is unfair. It's unfair. 14 years old. It's unfair. Do we really want to go by a picture? Do we really want to open that damn Pandora's box? Shut the hell up, Stephen A.
Billionaire that was a part of a white mob that stopped the school from being integrated at the time, versus not once did I hear him mention, hey, those students that were trying to integrate, they were trying to do something that would make an opportunity for not just them,
but for the next generation.
As African Americans, black people. I just can't find it in my heart to feel like, oh, Jerry Jones' photo coming out and making him a little uncomfortable 5-6 decades later, and we're supposed to feel sorry for him.
Feel sorry for him.
Ooh.
Let me tell y'all something, man. Let me tell y'all something. This is the truth. This is the reality. This is the world that I live in. I don't know what world you think you live in. But where are all those black Cowboy fans? What y'all have to say about this? All these years y'all supporting a racist owner. Naive. Ignorance. There's no way that I'm going to support a white man who don't like me as a black man. And just because he has a black quarterback doesn't mean that he's not racist. Just because he has a lot of black players on the team doesn't mean that he's not racist. If you know anything about history, if you read the book of John Lynch and how he used to use these strategies, they would hire the bucks, get the strongest black men to do the work, and then break down the strongest black man in front of all other black people to be able to play that mind game with them so that the other black people won't break the rules. Come on, man. I was born, but I wasn't born yesterday. Hit that like, subscribe, comment. Let me know y'all thoughts. Do y'all still support Jerry Jones? Do y'all still support the Dallas Cowboys? You got the I showed you the proof. I showed you the research. I showed you what this dude is all about. But it's up to you to make that decision because you're a grown adult. But I know for me, I'm not supporting no white man who don't support me as a black man. Forget that. This is your host, Samuel Richardson III. Thank you for tuning in on the Affirmative Talk Show, and stay tuned to the next video.
Hey, experience can't be bought. This the energy you want. Yeah, this affirmative talk. Hey, destined for greatness, that's for certain. Time to build your life with purpose. Build your self-esteem and courage. Right now, it's a lifestyle, that's for sure. Good vibes and meditation from a real life coach. Let them know. Affirmations help to make a better you. Got you feeling incredible. Affirmative talk, come on through, let's go.